You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers, but we got Corey. What's going on, Corey?
What up, Ryan? Corey from Ohio.
What's up?
Just wanted to say thanks, bro, for that Brett Favre rap, dude. That was dope.
Right?
Is there any way you could send that to me, or is there a way to, like, download it or get it from you? That one was cool, dude.
Yeah,
I like
figure something
a lot
out.
of other ones you've done, too, but Brett Favre was my favorite player, dude, so that one was fucking sweet. Excuse the language. Darn it.
Well. Again, I'll put in the disclaimer. If it gets way out of hand, usually F-bombs I'll go back and, get rid of. But if it gets way out of hand, somebody calls in, there's like 7 in a row, I'll grab it. But just know, Packernet After Dark might get a little saucy.
Thanks, though. Appreciate it. And what do you think about Matthew Golden? You think he's going to be a stud, or you think he's going to be a, just average receiver that, helps, but is another Dobbs or Watson type? Let me know later.
Yeah, so you guys probably have picked up on the fact that I tend to be a little bit of a wet blanket. I'm very slow to stuff as far as, come on, that doesn't mean anything. It's still just this, that. I'm struggling to not get excited about Matthew Golden. Again, I'm still going to hammer the point that I don't know that he's a speed guy. I know his 40 time. I get it. I'm stuck on that until somebody can prove me wrong or he can prove me wrong. And I hope, like, you can't understand how bad, I hope he can absolutely dispel that. Even with that, everything about him, and I'm not going to sit here and say, top 5 receiver type of stuff, because there's some crazy good receivers in the league, or top 10 even. But everything I've seen just seems different. And that's really what I wanted. I wanted him to get into training camp and just seem like he's on a different level than what we see from our other guys. Now, Dobbs does some pretty special stuff. Dobbs has some really impressive hands. He makes some really impressive catches. So it's hard to say definitively until we can see something else, especially a little bit more than just a little bit of clips that we've seen, because, Wicks has got some great routes. Dobbs can be a pretty good route runner, which we've seen from Golden, which gets me excited. The hands are, I want to say, maybe the best on the team right now, but, again, Dobbs, he makes some pretty impressive catches as well. But just the combination of the fact that, kind of like what I said about Jordan Love, where you get to a point where you just kind of become a veteran and we don't worry about you anymore. And you go out there and you just freaking are just delivering the ball. And it's just kind of a question of, like, you testing some of the other guys. Can they kind of get in your head? Can they do this? Because you are sort of the standard, and I trust the standard, and I trust that everything's okay because, you're a freaking veteran. I kind of feel that way with Golden already. I feel like we're testing the corners to see how well they do against Golden. And by the way, right now they're all losing to Golden. And I think our corners have done a great job. Like, Valentine has actually been quite good. I mean, he's kind of just getting torched by Golden right now. So, I mean, it just, he already has, like, that veteran presence, kind of like comparing the other receivers to him as the standard, the other corners to him as the standard, and really just kind of holding my breath that it stays that way. I'm not even going to say the I word. We don't need to talk about that, but in terms of things just like staying good, staying up, staying okay. Not a bunch of he drops a pass and then he kind of gets up in his own head and he starts dropping a bunch of passes. And, he gets scolded by the coach and kind of like the Bears receiver. He's lining up in the wrong spot. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to start hearing that stuff. Everything right now has basically been perfect. And, that's all I'm really looking. I mean, you're just kind of looking for signs because we can't know. We can't know for sure if he's going to be good. But it's just a matter of if he's good, I'd kind of expect to hear X, Y, and Z, and I've been hearing X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, it's just a matter of please let's just stay that way, and then it's a matter of how good is this guy. So we'll just have to see. I mean, family night's coming up. That'll be a really exciting one. I don't know, man. I want to say cautiously optimistic, but it's one of those things where I'm like stupidly just confident to the point where it's irrational, where it's like I'm just not worried about it. He's going to be a good football player. I don't know how good, but that's where I'm at right now. It's like, nah, he's freaking fine. He's going to be good. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm stupid excited about that guy.
What's up, man? This is Dakota, that nerd.
How you doing, man?
It's been a while.
It has been.
Good
to have you
very
back.
Busy. I moved from the park that I was at, state park that I was at, and moved to another one and got a bunch of different responsibilities that I could actually focus on because this park was not as ridiculous as the last one.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I've been focusing on like crazy this entire off season.
Well, I hope you're back, man, because I mean, I understand some people have to step away. It makes us all sad, and we don't like it. We don't appreciate it very much when you leave the family. But I do expect those calls to just come on back and continue. You understand that. So, welcome back. Stop leaving me.
Not even paying any attention to football, man. I get back and I start looking at the names, and I'm like, dude, we got so many new people. I was able to catch the majority of the draft.
Good.
But I didn't catch any of the stuff leading up to the draft, so when they said names, I was like, I know who Matthew Golden is, and the freaking Anthony Belton, and that's it. That's all I knew. But anyway, I'm a assistant football coach now. My son, who is now 8, is playing 8 tackle.
Ooh.
And
my son's been doing football pretty much since he was able to, but it's all flag. He has not done tackle. I don't know if his mom's going to let him do tackle at any point. We'll see. I don't know, but he freaking loves it. Football's sports in general are awesome, but football's pretty great.
So yay! I'm an assistant coach. I did the whole USA coach test training, whatever.
Very good,
dude. So much has been going on, and I know y'all are still talking about food in this last episode that I listened to. So
can't stop us.
I got this new garlic butter herb chicken sandwich that I make.
Sounds amazing.
I put some of a lot of the herbs in the breading of the chicken.
Okay.
And I toast the bread old fashioned, with the pan and the butter, and I put some seasoning on that. And it's just so good. Put some spinach on it, man. Some onions.
Yeah, no, don't do that. That's disgusting. Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't talked to y'all in a while, so I figured I'd check in. What's up? Peace.
Well, it's good to hear from you again, and the chicken sounds amazing minus the onions. I kind of thought you were going down. I made this thing once. I don't do this enough. There's so much food content on social media, and I stick to the same crap, like I'm making a pork butt again. I mean, I will never stop making pork, but I don't mix stuff up enough and try different things. But I saw this one thing. I was like, that was freaking good. And it was just like shredded chicken, pulled chicken, whatever. And it was like you mix it with the ranch powder and some other stuff. I don't know what it was, but it made this chicken stuff. It was really good. And you get the Hawaiian rolls, spread that stuff over there, put some cheese over it. And then just, you do like the herb butter over the top, toast it up in the oven for a little bit, and then cut up your little Sammies. It was good, man. It was real good. Levi?
Hey, Ryan, this is Levi Danielson. I gave you a call a few days ago. I don't know if it went through, but I'm going to call. I didn't hear it on any of the
Did it?
last Packernet After Dark, and I'd love to hear your opinion on it. I don't know. Ever since I've seen Matthew Golden, I just have gotten shades of prime Odell, kind of like in the open field.
Yeah. I got the
shorter
call.
things, right? Getting off the line, he can stretch the field. I don't know if that's crazy. I don't know if I'm just tripping, or maybe I'm just thinking wishful. I don't know. I always loved prime Odell because I grew up 2016 the catch. That was when I was in middle school, so everyone wants to be Odell.
Sure.
So maybe I just want him to be Odell, but way better. But I'm unsure. So I was just wondering what you're thinking about that. I don't know if you guys see shades of that too. I'd love to hear what you think. Really love the podcast. I started listening to you before 2019, I think. Maybe 2019. I was learning to drive with my dad, and
Nice.
now whenever I listen to you, I still think of my dad. So I really appreciate it, and I've been listening ever since. So going on year 6 now with you, Ryan. It's pretty sweet, man. But I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Yeah, thanks.
Well, it's awesome, dude. I appreciate that. You made me feel a little bit old there. Whenever people call in, even if I knew you were 20-ish or something, or I could tell from your voice or whatever, I wouldn't think I'm an old guy. I don't know. Everybody's just a peer in my mind. And then you're like, no, dude, he's talking to you like an old man, like his dad. It's oh yeah, shoot, I keep forgetting about that. I got my class or whatever, and there's guys in there, and a lot of them are, 20s, and I forget, I'm the old man in the freaking class. No, I don't want to be the old man, dude. That's stupid. There's one guy that shows up that's probably 10 years older than me. He's probably, he might be, oh crap. I was going to say he's 20 years older than me. He's 50. I was oh no, that is almost 10 years older than me. Good Lord. But yeah, I do remember your call. Now you got me thinking about, I hope I posted it. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't. I forget this crap. But the answer that essentially I gave was, as soon as those words come off your lips, I think, well, that's silly. That's the first obvious reaction. But as you think about the similarities, it's well, what was Odell known for? Well, he's kind of a smaller guy. Well, Matthews is, Golden is a smaller guy. Both of them had speed. That's a check. Both of them really good route runners. Odell obviously known for his great hands, which we're seeing with Golden. You think, well, Golden was, Odell was obviously a freak coming out of college kind of stuff. It's no, he wasn't even a top 10 pick. He was a 12th overall pick. And Matthew Golden was 23? It's not really that shockingly different. In all seriousness, just on paper, they probably are relatively similar. I got the AI going on it because I want to give a little bit more of an in-depth answer because, again, I gave this boring answer already. All right, let's go through it. Both players, similar build, 5'11", around 190 pounds, with exceptional speed that sets them apart. Golden ran a blazing 4.29 second 40-yard dash, while Beckham, known for his speed at 4.4. That was back when 4.4 was it was pretty quick. But again, as far as is Odell supreme in any one area? Clearly not speed. Even if the Matthew Golden 4.29 is fake, he ain't 4.7 speed. Both first-round picks. Both were primarily valued for their ability to stretch the field vertically. Golden was noted for his ability to stretch the field outside the numbers and had some of the best hands in the draft. Specifically effective on deep balls in 2024, 10 catches, 25-plus yards down the field. Both had successful college careers. Golden led Texas in receiving yards and touchdowns in 2024, while Beckham won the Paul Hornung Award following his junior season at LSU in 2013. Both of them were versatile. Golden described as really versatile and able to do a lot of things, while Beckham, through his career, has shown the ability to line up in multiple positions and contribute in various ways, including special teams. Both players represent the prototype of a modern NFL receiver, smaller, lightning-fast playmakers who can create separation and make spectacular catches while serving as primary deep threats for their offense. We can't guarantee that he ever reaches peak Odell, which unfortunately for Odell, because you're right, when Odell was going off, that was the dude. Everybody wanted to be like him. Everybody had his hairstyle. It was a phenomenon. But he like a lot of guys, he couldn't really maintain that for a consistent period of time, which was pretty unfortunate that we got robbed of that. Anytime you have special, it's like the Sterling Sharp thing, although that was obviously very specifically different, but we kind of get robbed of some pretty special stuff. But you're not wrong at all. In fact, if we were to try to think of like a better comp in terms of, let's say, just the premier wide receivers throughout history, I would have to assume Odell is one of the closest to lining up. Again, I'll get AI on it, but it's a heck of a comp. I mean, it's obviously not like Megatron. It wouldn't be Devontae. It's not Sterling Sharp. I mean, those are very different styles, bigger, stronger, more physical styles of guys. Some other guys, probably based on that 4.29 thing, but it said the best match that it had was Deshaun Jackson. After that, I mean, you could probably say these guys are similar. Odell Beckham and Randy Moss. Moss was a bigger guy. It's probably more of a Christian Watson type, but again, kind of getting stuck on that speed thing. Randy Moss, 21st overall, 4.25 speed. And then I said, well, what if the speed doesn't necessarily translate? And it says, then you're looking at more of a Marvin Harrison, Antonio Brown, Steve Smith, Cooper Kupp types, which, I mean, again, he's got to reach that level. But when you look at sort of like, okay, let's say he reaches his full potential, show me what that looks like in terms that I would understand. Okay, Antonio Brown. And if he is as fast as, that 40 time would kind of say that he is, you're looking at like a Deshaun Jackson. Cool. Okay. And again, I don't know how it could be completely fake. I mean, 4.29 is crazy fast. It just seems impossible. I know sometimes 40 times speed doesn't translate completely, but like Deshaun Jackson was psycho fast. He ran a 4.35. Even if Golden's a little fake and he's more of a like 4.35 guy, like on the field, that's still stupid fast. 4.29. It just has to be real. Let it be real. Why won't you let it be real? Appreciate the call, Levi. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ryan, Denver from California.
Yo.
Something that bothers me about the Packers organization is how they operate in secret, because they get so much unnecessary shit, and pardon my language, but they get so much unnecessary stuff from just operating in silence about the stuff, because for some reason they think they have a competitive advantage. But for example, like once Jair got released and was out in the world, everybody knew about his medical history, because if they wanted to talk to him, they're going to request his medical history, right, and get a full understanding. So it's like,
yeah,
if people were just more open and honest about stuff, and like they would get so much more like grace, right? Because I just know like certain people, they just like film practice, but the Packers are so secretive about everything. Like the Bengals have completely open practices and stuff. And I'm not saying like we want to be on the opposite end of the spectrum, but the Packers, with everything they do, they get unnecessary treatment just because they try to keep their cards close to the vest, and it's like it constantly hurts them and gets them, because the whole idea is they want to try to be low key and not get attention, but by the way they handle it, they actually get more attention for it, and it's just the wrong way. They need to be just more transparent with stuff, and obviously when it's medical stuff, you don't want to be openly sharing it, because that's I don't know what those laws are, but there's got to be just a little bit more transparency on things, because these guys have been getting dragged for 3 months now, 4 months, and it's just unnecessary. Like, just you're in the right. Just show your cards once in a while, because these guys, like Goody's not a dumb guy. He makes the right choice. Maybe like 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so just stop it. it's not there's not a competitive advantage to like hiding like what's wrong with the whole Jair Alexander thing. Okay, so you don't need to be doing that stuff. Go Pack, go.
Well, I mean, with Jair, I mean, you mentioned not bringing up injury stuff, which I think is probably right. I mean, especially when you're trying to trade the guy, and also you don't want to prevent him from getting a job. I mean, look, it's the only real benefit to coming out and being like, bro, we're not signing Jair because he's got a jacked up knee and he can't play anymore. The only benefit to that is worrying about what other people think about you. You know, the fans that come out and start screaming about, you know, you're an idiot because you let a Hall of Fame all-pro corner go. And I'm very happy to report that our GM and our president and our coaches really don't give a crap about people who want to scream and yell and say stupid crap. They would rather be more concerned. First of all, again, if you wanted to trade him, you definitely are not going to be doing that kind of stuff. But again, even beyond that, once the trade was dead, you know, and again, these teams are going to do their own evaluations and they're going to find all this stuff. So it's not really a secret, but you don't want to go out publicly and be like, yeah, Jair's knee sucks, so that's why we're not re-signing him. Because Jair is going out there and being like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this is my livelihood. I'm trying to get a job here, and you're out there putting my medical stuff out publicly just for the sake of what, saving face? I think part of the gig is you got to take it on the chin from some angry, stupid people once in a while. That's just the way it goes. But being willing to eat that, you know, Mike McCarthy was very good at that. He would never put down his players in front of the media. He would take all the frickin' slings and arrows for everybody. And I think the players all respect that. And I think that's part of it. In the industry, you got to be willing to take the shots, because ultimately it doesn't matter. Your job is to make the team good, so you make the right decisions. How people react to that, you got to just put it out of your mind. And throwing players under the bus for medical stuff just to try to save face for frickin' some stupid, idiotic NFL morning show and a bunch of angry Packer fans, no. You can't stoop to that level, in my opinion. You just can't do that stuff. Part 2.
Hey, Ryan, Dennis, California. So, I believe it was the second Vikings game last year, right? I know sometimes you have trouble remembering stuff, and
Yeah.
like for me, I've always had a memory where, like, I clearly remember like watching something, but I don't necessarily know if what I was watching was fact or not. But the way I remember that game, not the game, but the whole Justin Jefferson thing. Justin Jefferson was lined up against Carrington Valentine mostly in that first half, and he ended up having 0 catches, I believe, that whole first half when he was lined up against Carrington Valentine. And then, he was mostly outside the beginning of that half, and then the second half, they moved him to the slot and had him start doing all the motion stuff to get him open because he couldn't get any passes or anything, and he was visibly upset the entire time. So I hope Carrington has an opportunity to get a number 1 spot. I love Hobbs and I love Nixon, so that's the thing that sucks. But I really want Valentine to get more reps and more opportunity to show, because he is a big physical corner, and he also talks a lot, and I know all our other guys talk a lot, and I just like that, like, physical mentality. Like, Edrin Cooper's flying around hitting people are getting, like, sore from getting hit, and then you got Carrington Valentine chirping in their ear after the fact. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, we're hitting you, and then, by the way, this guy's like, yeah, did that feel good? So, but seriously, I think I think there's some potential to this guy that it hasn't been seen yet, and I know you've gone through the stats, and he was a lot better than you remembered as well with PFF.
Yeah.
But Even with like everything that like we're seeing great coverage against Golden, and Golden's just making like Superman plays and stuff. But I think these corners are going to be maybe like B level, honestly, and that's like maybe B minus. It's still a B, right? I'll take 80%. I think we have an opportunity to have some decent corners this year, and I think Carrington's going to take us there. So that's all I got. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, I understand some people's concern with the corner room, but again, going over the same thing over and over again. But I mean, number one, the group was quite good last year. It doesn't mean they're going to be that again. You know, maybe it was a little bit of a fluke. A lot of it was kind of a small sample size when they sort of figured it out, quote unquote, and that could all fall apart. It's possible. But that's number one, that it really wasn't an issue last year. And then, like you said, let's call them C's. They're not F's. And we've had plenty of Packer teams with F's at corner. I mean, that was the whole thing where we kept drafting in the early rounds with corner. We just kept missing. And, you know, again, keep picking on Randall and Rollins and Ladarius Gunter, and it was just a disaster. Valentine, I mean, even if we're going to say that it was a little bit fake last year, I mean, he was a solid corner. I mean, he was at worst a B plus corner. And then we got, again, I think we got two other guys that are at least C's, and I'd like to see what Hobbs can do before we just throw him in the pit and say he's garbage, which, again, he's never been. I think he's been kind of like Nixon, where he's kind of like a C guy. And if it ends up going the way that I want it to, where Bullard is not our slot and that we have Hobbs, Nixon, and Valentine, that's an improved corner group. So I'm looking at it as saying we have a B and two C's. That's not a bad group. That's better than some other. I would say that might be better than our defensive tackle group. If Rashawn doesn't take a step, that could be better than our edge rush group. Our wide receiver room, pending Matthew Golden, is at best B's. At best. Potentially a group of C's. I mean, I think we kind of overinflate a couple of these guys. You know, Romeo might be a B, Reed might be a B, but they also have had some serious issues. You know, again, that could absolutely get better if Wicks would stop dropping balls, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, as far as just pretending the corner room is some uniquely horrible situation, I don't know what we're talking about exactly here. But you know, we'll see how it goes. And it could be a problem, just like a lot of other rooms could be a problem. Again, edge could be a massive problem. If Lucas Van Ness is like he was to start the season and Rashawn just never gets back to being his old self, and I mean, there's just nothing else to work with. And our defensive tackle group is Kenny just being terrible again, and Wyatt still not taking a step, and Brooks and Wooden being completely useless. We don't have a defensive line at all. So, I mean, there's kind of a best case, worst case scenario for everything, and I just don't see how corner is getting so much crap. And then, you know, again, you come into it, and who's the highlight of training camp so far? It's the corners. / maybe this, not even really safeties, it's McKinney on top of it. But, yeah, it's I mean, it's Valentine especially has been the guy. And I see some people leaving comments about, which, again, I feel like I'm living in a different universe. There was one, I don't know what it was, but somebody posted on social media like, man, our corners are just getting roasted out there. And obviously, there's a million plays that are happening. So there are plays where the wide receivers win. You know, again, Golden is doing a fantastic job, but I would say the corners have been the best group so far. Like, the best individual might be Van Ness. The best group might be the corners. They've been incredible so far. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not on the same page with the corner doomer and gloomers. I understand there's no, like, as far as upside, they might have the lowest ceiling, maybe. Just because, you know, again, you know, with the edge rushers, you got Van Ness and Rashawn, and that's a pretty high ceiling. Defensive tackle, I don't know. I don't know if they have as high of a ceiling as the corners do. I mean, we could go on a Kenny and Wyatt hype train if we wanted to, but we've seen it from Valentine. So I would tend to skew in that direction. Plus, you never know what's going to happen with Hobbs. We've had some really good luck with guys coming across, and he's looked really, again, maybe a little too much edge to him. We got to reel him in a little bit, but the physicality is there. The way he plays, the way that Hafley wants his defenses to play, and that LaFleur wants his team to play, that Gutekunst wants the team to play. I mean, it is hilarious. I mean, I think they kind of pulled it back once they realized he didn't actually do anything wrong, that it was a non-contact injury, is part of the reason that they are softening their critiques. But at the same time, it was funny hearing them comment on that hit, quote unquote, on Marshawn Lloyd, and basically everybody just praised him. Like, yeah, he's pretty awesome. He's a violent son of a gun, and we love him. So there it is. All right. Take our second break, and we got Nico on the other end. We'll be right back.
Brandon, how the heck are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Merry Christmas.
Just out doing my stuff, listening to some podcasts, most of them yours. Sometimes I chew off a little bit of some other podcasts just to test, test the waters. And but I gotta so we're a week into whatchamacallit, training camp. Pretty much the first week is done, and I just wanted to call and give some of my thoughts. I mean, dude, it's a call-in show. Come on, what the heck?
That makes a lot of sense to me. Everything you're saying so far.
You made the call-in show for a reason, but anyway,
yeah, we're on the same page.
I gotta say, overall, very pleased. Like from top to bottom, from quarterback to kicker. The kicker, don't even get me started.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, Love looks good. He looks like Jordan did in his prime years. He's in command. He's clearly garnished. Is that the right word? The love and the following of his teammates.
Don't worry about that.
No matter how good you are, if your teammates don't like you and don't want to follow you, well, you're not that good of a guy. So clearly his team likes him, is standing by him. But so from I'm just going to kind of spitball it, freeball it. I didn't make no. I didn't practice.
Not that.
Nothing. But anyways, I'll go from, so for starters, Love looks good. Golden. I mean, we all hoped he'd look good, right? I mean, I hoped he'd look good.
Yep.
I didn't think he'd look this good.
Right.
I wanted him to. Packers fans, you and I even tease Packers fans. I always pick that 1/6th round prospect,
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Janis's,
right.
The Sternberger.
Gonna be so good.
The guy we got from Canada with the funky name that, we all just wanted him to. But, this guy, if he plays like this all training camp preseason, I'm just going to say it, he could be the obvious rookie of the year for obvious reasons.
Yep.
I mean, plus the fact that we're down number one, and so he's going to get the ball. There's probably some dudes that maybe are as good as him, but aren't going to be getting the ball thrown them to as much. But, gosh, this goal is just everything. Say what you want about his 4.29 speed, and people doubted it, but that was real. That was measured.
Yeah, exactly. Oop, we
and
lost.
Yes, we all say he had
Hello?
that speed, but it didn't seem to translate on the field. Holy moly.
All right, part two, go.
That was an awful fast 3 minutes.
It was pretty
quick.
quick.
But it didn't seem to translate on the field, but we could even parse that up. Like, how many balls did he have to slow down to get? Like, a lot. But then he would catch some passes in stride and didn't seem to pull away. I don't know, maybe he's got a burst but not a top speed, some people maybe can't run a 4.2, but they can run 25 miles an hour. I don't know. But obviously it's important to be fast. But what's more important than speed? Because John Ross proved this. You have to have other qualities to be a receiver. You have to have body control, footwork.
And that's kind of where I've been. Like, I'm sad that it's not like, holy crap, like with Christian Watson, this thing's fast. To be fair, I didn't say holy crap about Christian Watson until week 1. So we'll put the pause on that for a second. But That has been the greatest thing is we didn't just get a guy that has 4.29 speed but otherwise can't do anything. He has been incredibly polished. His routes, his hands in particular, are stupid. And that's what's been very exciting about it. Because, and again, that was kind of like when I took a second look at Golden. The first time I watched him, didn't like it. Second time I watched him a little closer, and I started to see like, ooh, that route was a little spicy. That was kind of nice. You start to see some of that. And then in training camp, because I didn't see it a ton, I mean, I guess you see it, but you don't really think about it as much. When you compare it to some of the other guys you have on the team, you see the hands and you see the consistency, and it's like, I'm starting to understand the picture here. Where'd you go? I'm not hearing you.
As I go into the bars, you know, and from day one, we all noticed that. The guy looks like amazing body control. And that's what I bet you, I'm sure, I know you don't like homework on the After Dark, but I'm sure if you researched it, you'd find that those things, like Devontae had that. He wasn't a burner, he was a 4.5 guy.
You're right.
Everybody runs a 4.5. Every receiver seems like runs a 4.5 now. That's like slow now.
Right.
But what Devontae had was that amazing body control, be able to cut on a dime, and all that stuff that Golden looks like he can really do. So that's what.
And to think that he hasn't even begun the learning process in the NFL. Granted, he may already be a veteran in that regard in terms of just knowing a lot of stuff, but the coaches we have are going to be able to teach him quite a bit. The receivers, you know, because you got the Devontaes in there. I mean, I can't get Golden out of my head. Dobbs and Watson, like those guys were there with Devontae. They learned from Devontae. They're going to be able to impart some wisdom. The coaches are going to be able to impart a lot of wisdom. The fact that he's getting in there and is right now the raw version of Matthew Golden, it's pretty exciting.
Translate into a good receiver. Really not the speed. So Golden looks good. And then, you know, the rest of the offense, Dobbs still looks amazing. Reach popped up, you know. Offensive line looks God, so solid. Just so many good things in offense. You know, I'm not even going to talk about Jacobs because I assume everything he does now is at like 3/4 speed. But I watched some highlights of Jacobs last year. Let me tell you, that guy, he might be the perfect like robo back. Everything you want: size, speed, abilities, you know, power, cutting. I mean, it's like everything. He can do everything at a super good level. Just love that freaking guy. Musgrave hasn't done a ton, you know, but I don't expect him to. I'm a little bummed that Marshawn, what's-his-face, got injured again. It is what it is. He was just to me, he was a hope. Because, our 2 and 3 backs still look really good. I forget their names, Brooks. But, and then defensively, you know, what did we all want? We wanted Hobbs. Hobbs looks like he's the real deal. And I know he's ran into some people a few times. I guess the injury to what's-his-face, the running back, that happened right before he got hit.
Yep.
So we can't blame him for that. Still, though, calm down. I mean, it's one of those things where you don't want him to be too physical, but you kind of want him to be too physical.
100%.
Oh, wow.
If you can get away with it. If you can do it and get away with it and then maybe just stop doing it, we'll forgive you. But, again, let's do that to the other guys would be my request.
But Hobbs looks like he's the deal, you know? Van Ness has been just all over training camp. I mean, especially once the pass came on, which really, you can't really judge anything offensive and defensive line in pajamas. You got to have pads.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking good. I mean, just very excited about that. Just, you know, so much. It's just everything in camp looks good. I'm just so excited. McManus, what's he, 25 out of 25? That's nuts. That's just Hall of Famer right there. Boom. He's an all-pro. So, I don't know, just very excited with everything that's going good. Jenkins is back. I think that's going to be a key to our offensive line. Him being back is exactly what we needed. Let me in, bro. Can I come in? Thank you. I'm just very stoked. I know everyone is. I just had to call and get out of your mind. Let's hit that car. Just wanted to call and just say, God, and I'm sure, you know, like I said, I didn't make notes and stuff. I'm sure I missed some. But Valentine, I don't know, it just all looks good. You know, it's funny because in the beginning, we were a little miffed. The defensive backs were looking better than our receivers, and then there's been some receivers looking better than our defensive backs. And, that's what happens. You have two really good groups that oppose each other, that some look better some days and some look better the other days. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see our guys be able to shut down our offensive line, our offensive receivers. But I also want our receivers to be able to just smoke our defensive backs. You can't have it both ways, and I think it's been a good mesh of some days it's the DBs and some days it's the wide receivers, and just everything they've been showing is good. Dobbs is looking good. Reed, oh man, it's just everything's looking good. I'm trying not to be too psycho hyper, but it's really hard for me. And if they continue to look this good throughout training camp and preseason, I'll be giddy as a schoolgirl, I guess they used to say. Who does? I don't know who said that. Someone said it.
Somebody said it.
But, yeah, I'm jacked. I'm stoked. Can't wait for stuff to happen. I'm not even going to mention the word INGJERE, whatever, because if you say it, it's my fault. If I say it, it's my fault. So, but, yeah, hey, just really happy the way everything's going. I just want to continue this way. I know those things will happen. People will get damaged, but you got to, I think we got a pretty good roster with a lot of people that can come in and make stuff, keep stuff going in a good, positive way. So, go Pack, go! Here's to just if we could start 2-0, and I'm already skipping to the regular season. We could start 2-0. I tell you what, a lot of people sleeping on the Packers, which I love. I love it. So, go Pack, go!
You have a lot of energy, Nico. You know that? I appreciate it though, and I am getting pretty excited. I'm excited for Saturday. Getting to see some of these fine folks. By the way, Packers announced that they will be streaming it on X. So if that's an option, I know for some people it might be difficult to watch for whatever reason. So if that's a complication, you should be able to fire that up, no problemo. So that's pretty cool. Excited to watch that. Excited for everybody that's planning on going to that. Should be a great time. And yeah, I just need more information. In fact, I am let's see, did training camp start here? Looks like training camp's about to start, so it's good timing. I gotta go so I can get some more updates and news, and hopefully positive updates about Matthew Golden just destroying people's faces. But I'm going to leave it at that. You all have a great rest of your day. Who was it? Was it Corey? Who wanted that song? I number one, need to do a better job of getting them over on Patreon. I'm going to try to start moving them over there. For the non-paying people, I don't know, man. I mean, if nobody else starts bombarding me, we can figure something out as far as just if you want to reach out. If I start getting a bunch of requests, it's like, yeah, you just go to Patreon and throw me $1 and you can get it. I was going to start throwing them on YouTube, but I don't know, man. It would be a lot easier if AI was a little bit better as far as video. The best you can do is about 7 seconds. And I don't want to create like 50 videos, especially since that would, there's limits and everything. It would take all day. And I don't want to just post music videos with just a static image to the YouTube channel. Not that I'm really using it for much anyways, but I just don't want to do that. So I don't know. For now, until things progress a little bit more in that category, I might just stick to Patreon if I even think about it. But anywho, I don't have a song. Can maybe do a song. We should do a song. What's the song? Could do another Matthew Golden song because that was kind of the theme of the day, or I could just go find the old one and throw it on here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you have a good rest of your day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Matthew Golden in the building. Bullet speed, kill the field, no chillin'. 2020's back, facts. Stepped off the plane from Houston with murder on my mind. 429 in the 40, lead defenders behind. Day one, red zone, slam route, touchdown. Valentine tried to check me, put his pride in the ground. They call me Golden Bullet, Bob Hayes reincarnate. But Sack, you blessed me with the name, now watch me demonstrate. Malik Willis hit me clean, 8 yards of pure destruction. Camp's been a massacre, defensive reconstruction. Slaughter outside quarterback connection lethal. 60 yards across the middle, straight illegal. Nate Hobbs got torched, Evan Williams crying, Nixon and McKinney studying film, they still dying. Contested catches when the ball ain't perfect placement. Toe tap sidelines, got them questioning their patience. Romeo Dobbs celebrating when I score touchdowns. Veteran respect, cause my game is so profound. Ray Nitschke field erupting when I touch the rock. Fans going crazy, got them climbing up the block. Special teams ready, punt return assassin. Muff one break, black this punt, but I'm still straight thrashing. Game slowing down, mind processing quick. Every defensive back about to get sick. Golden bullet, ripping through your zone. 54-yard bombs, breaking defensive bones. Double move dirty, got him looking stupid. Packers got a weapon, rookie but I'm ruthless. Golden bullet, can't contain the threat. Training camp king, ain't seen nothing yet.
LaFleur said I compete in the deep receiver room, but when the bullets start flying, I'm sealing your doom. Houston bred, Packer fed, championship dreams, green and gold on my chest, terrorizing your schemes. Number 22 jersey legacy, I'm building every route that I run. Got defenders straight, will take. Pass interference calls cause they can't cover clean. Hobbs grabbing jersey cause he can't match my scheme. Deep crosser patterns, Chunk plays every down. Wisconsin's new weapon, wearing Green Bay's crown. Versatility, lethal alignment don't matter. When I'm running routes, watch the fences just shatter. Bullet Bob Hayes comparison, ain't no coincidence. Olympic speed genetics mixed with pure dominance. Training camp stand out, rookie with the veteran mind. Leave you in the dust, won't look back behind. Golden bullet, terror in the night. Packers got a problem, rookie burning bright. Every play explosive, every catch pure violence. Secondary silent, cause they know I'm the finest. Golden bullet, championship bound. Matthew Golden's name echo in the sound. Bullet, 22. Camp killer, what you gonna do? Golden bullet. Season ain't even started yet. Yeah.